Glorious devotees, thank you for viewing another presentation on Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's Sri Madhurya Kadambini, the Monsoon Clouds of Sweetness. We continue to discuss the subject of Prema-bhakti. Sri Vishwanath writes in his Madhurya Kadambini, soon after, the devotee awakens from his blissful swoon and opens his eyes so that he can again have darshan of Śrī Bhagavān, his Prabhu. Upon not seeing him, the devotee becomes exceedingly agitated. Drenched by an insatiable stream of tears, he wonders, was I dreaming? No. Had it been a dream, I would feel lethargic and heavy-eyed from sleep. But I feel nothing like that. Did someone create an illusion? No, that too is not possible, because how can an illusory experience bestow such ecstasy? Maybe I experienced some bewildered state of consciousness. No, that is impossible, because I do not feel dull or confused. Was it the fulfillment of a deep yearning? No, that is also impossible, because a longing can never approach even the boundary of something so indescribable. Then, was it possible that I received darshan of Bhagavan in a sporti? No. This also cannot be, because I fully remember my previous sporti, and this ecstasy was completely different. Thus afflicted with a variety of doubts, the devotee falls to the ground, becoming covered in dust. He incessantly hopes to somehow or other receive such a darshan again, but when he does not obtain it, he laments and rolls about on the earth, and sometimes his entire body becomes cut and bruised. He then faints. Upon regaining consciousness, sometimes he sits upright, and sometimes he restlessly runs here and there. Sometimes, like a madman, he sobs loudly, and sometimes, like a sage, he remains content. Sometimes, like a person who has strayed from proper conduct, he forgets to perform his regular duties, and sometimes, like a haunted person, he rambles incoherently. Sometimes the devotee reveals his experience to another devotee, a friend, or someone who consoles him and who inquires about his welfare. Whoever hears him replies, "My friend, you have had the direct darshan of Bhagavan. Truly your fortune is limitless." He attentively hears such words of counsel and becomes calm and cheerful, but is again plunged into a state of remorse. Alas, if I am truly fortunate, why do I not receive that darshan again? It seems that one who is the crest jewel of Mahabhagavatas has bestowed mercy upon me, enabling me to behold that exquisite form, for I am extremely fallen. I have never served Bhagavan in any way, or possibly just as a termite inadvertently carves the shape of a letter of the alphabet in some wood, so perhaps the devotional service of this wretched person at some point happened to be free from duplicity, the fruit of which was darshan of Bhagavan. But then, perhaps it is simply the nature of Bhagavan's mercy, which is causeless, to manifest the very form of his compassion, his darshan, by revealing it even to such a lowly person as I, an ocean of faults. Alas, by what indescribable fortune did I obtain such a treasure? And by what great offense has it slipped from my grasp? Why can I not again receive his darshan? I am but a fool, unable to comprehend this. What kind of calamity is this? My intelligence has become paralyzed. In such a condition, where shall I go? What shall I do? What is the solution? Whom shall I ask? The three worlds appear to be utterly vacant. Nothing here is mine, and I am without shelter. The whole universe wants to devour me like a huge forest fire. Maybe I should isolate myself from everyone in the world and contemplate this for a while. Thinking like this, the devotee who has attained direct audience of Bhagavan goes to a solitary place and sits there, restlessly crying out, "O Bhagavan, whose face is beautiful like a lotus, O you who are a stream of the sweetest nectar, by the charming beauty and fragrance of your divine form, this forest of Vrindavan, which encompasses the splendor of all forests, is becoming graceful and fragrant. The sweet scent of the garland of forest flowers on your neck, O Vanamali, agitates the bumblebees as they hover about it. Alas, when will I again attain your darshan? If but for a fraction of a second. Once only did I have the fortune to relish the nectar of your sweetness. Will this unfortunate person be able to obtain that sweetness once more?" While lamenting in this way, the devotee rolls on the ground. Breathing heavily, he falls unconscious and becomes totally maddened. Upon beholding Bhagavan everywhere, he is again filled with divine rapture, and he embraces him and laughs. Sometimes he dances, and sometimes he sings, and again, upon not seeing Bhagavan, he laments and begins to weep. Continuously absorbed in such extraordinary activities, the devotee thus passes the duration of his life, unaware of his body's existence. Some commentary in this regard. In this section, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur now expands on the Prema-bhakti's various astonishing states of ecstasy. He also expands on the Prema-bhakti's behavior arising from his darshan of Bhagavan, and then his losing sight of Bhagavan when he vanishes. Bhagavan bestows his darshan and then disappears only to reveal this kind of rapture in the Prema-bhakti's heart, which is full of eagerness and anxiety. This type of madness, replete with intense craving, is the supreme objective of human life. Śrī Bhagavān granted his darshan to the eager Narada and then vanished. Bhagavan then spoke to him in a form Narada could not see. "O sinless one, I have revealed myself to you only once, and this is just to increase your attachment to me. When the devotee develops a strong greed and eagerness to see me, all types of desires for sense objects leave his heart." At the time of the Rasa Leela, when Sri Krishna disappeared from the midst of the beautiful gopis of Vraj, they became afflicted with deep sorrow in separation from him, and weeping, they prayed for his darshan. After Bhagavan again revealed himself, the gopis, on the pretext of posing a riddle, accused him of abandoning them at night deep in the forest. To pacify them, Sri Krishna said, "My beloved Sakis, just as a penniless man, after losing wealth gained by providence, becomes so engrossed in thoughts of that wealth that he forgets all else, similarly, to facilitate my worshippers' continuous meditation on me, I do not immediately reciprocate or give him my darshan." Even after Bhagavan disappears, the devotee continues to directly experience his form, beauty, and so on. He cannot tolerate being separated from that experience for even a moment. Vishwanath continues, in due course, the devotee abandons his body, which dissolves into the 5 elements without any awareness of doing so. His only experience is this: the object of my perpetual entreaty, the ocean of compassion, Śrī Bhagavān, has directly manifested himself before me, just like before, and to engage me in eternal service to him, he is now escorting me to his own abode. The devotee is thus crowned with complete success. First, Shraddha develops, followed by Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya, Anartha Nivritti, Nistha, Ruchi, Asakti, Bhava, and finally Prema. This is the accurate sequence of the advent of Prema as delineated in the scriptures. After this, among the leaves on the uppermost branches of the wish-fulfilling vine of bhakti are the fruits of sneha, mana, pranaya, rag, anurag, and mahabhav. Each successive stage is progressively superior to the previous one in terms of the distinctive taste it bestows. The body of the sadhaka is unable to tolerate excessive heat, separation, coolness, meeting, and the colliding of the two, which comes from savoring these treasures. It is therefore not possible for them to appear in the sadhaka's body, and so they have not been described in detail here. Commentary in this regard: a person whose heart is shrouded by ignorance and by numerous material desires may attain Shraddha by some good fortune, the grace of a pure devotee, and begin to engage in bhajan. After taking shelter at the feet of Sri Guru, he accepts Harinam and Diksha initiation. As he practices the activities of bhakti such as Shravana and Kirtana, and as the eradication of unwanted desires and habits, Anartha Nivritti, takes place, he progresses through the stages of Nistha, Ruchi, Asakti, and Bhava, finally becoming situated in the realm of Prema. For a sadhaka who is free from offense, there is no need for him to progress through these stages to attain Prema. He attains Prema immediately upon engaging in the practices of bhajan headed by Nam Sankirtan. But because such an inoffensive person is rare in this world, these stages have been explained for the welfare of all as they are most relevant. Beyond Prema are the stages of sneha, mana, pranaya, rag, anurag, bhav, and mahabhav, each sweeter than the previous. At these stages, the soothing coolness felt in meeting Sri Krishna, the burning felt in separation from him, and the friction and overflowing of the various emotions of the heart are too intense for the sadhaka's body to endure. After attaining Prema and shedding the current body, the devotee obtains the body of an eternal associate of Bhagavan and enters his holy abode. Then, in that body, these stages of sneha, mana, and so forth develop in him, according to his bhav, das, sakya, vatsalya, or madhurya. The topmost manifestation of Prema, mahabhav, manifests only in those who have taken shelter of the amorous mood of Raj. It cannot possibly manifest in others. Thank you so much for viewing this presentation on Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's Madhurya Kadambini in the matter of Prema-bhakti. I hope it has deepened your spiritual understanding and nourished your spiritual practice. Hare Krishna.